is happening, and there's no reason to be afraid.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Jerry Lynn. I hope you're all doing well, and we are just racing toward Easter and Holy Week. It's very exciting. Easter is such an exciting time because we get to learn some wonderful things about Jesus. And Holy Week can be sad sometimes. You may find that out. But when Easter morning comes, everything is happy and joyful. And that's what we look forward to. That's where our hope is. So we have a story today. It's called In the Garden. And this is when Jesus knew that he was going to die. And we know that he died on the cross. So he already knew this, and he went to pray about that. So let's hear what the story says. Jesus and the disciples walked to a garden called Gethsemane. Jesus said, "Please stay here while I pray." Jesus, Peter, and Zebedee's two sons walked farther in. Jesus began to feel sad and worried. Jesus said to his three friends, "I am very sad. It is as if I am dying. Please stay here while I pray. Keep watch." Jesus prayed, "Father, please take away my pain if you can. If you can't, I will do what you want." Jesus walked back to his friends. They were asleep. Jesus said to Peter, "Couldn't you stay awake while I prayed? Stay awake while I pray some more." Jesus went to pray again, saying, "Father, please take away my pain if you can. Let it be what you want." Jesus walked back to his friends to find them asleep, so he went back to praying. Jesus went to pray again, saying, "Father, please take away my pain if you can." Then he came back to his disciples and said, "Will you sleep all night? It's time for my arrest. Get up. My betrayer is here." Judas and a crowd of people walked toward Jesus. Judas kissed Jesus on the cheek. The crowd arrested Jesus, and the disciples ran away. So if you remember our word for this month, it is remembrance. And Jesus is telling us about a number of things that he wants us to remember. I told you Jesus knew he was going to die, so he is telling his disciples, and therefore us, through the Bible, the things that he wants us to remember. If you think back a couple of weeks, the first thing that Jesus asked us to remember was to serve other people. We talked about him washing his disciples' feet. Jesus wants us to serve other people or to help them, to help other people. He wants us to remember that. He also, last week, he wants us to remember the sacrament of Holy Communion when we break the bread and take the cup. He wants us to remember how much he loves us, that he loved us so much that he would even die for us, because that's what had to happen. We'll learn more and more about this as we go through Holy Week. But today, in the lesson, Jesus wants us to remember to go to God in prayer. Jesus went to God in prayer 3 times in this story, and he had some very, what we'll call, big emotions. He was afraid. He knew that he was going to die, and he didn't want that to happen. So he went to God and said, "If you can take this away from me, please do, but if you can't, I'll do what you want, Lord." And that's the way the story happened. So what Jesus wants you to remember is when you're afraid, or when you're angry, or when you're disappointed, that God is there to listen to you and to understand what you're feeling inside. Those are big emotions, and sometimes we don't know what to do with big emotions. So when you get angry, maybe at your brother or sister, or because you didn't get to do something that you wanted, or you get disappointed because you didn't make the team or somebody let you down, or you're sad because maybe somebody you knew died, or maybe a friend is not being your friend anymore, and that's sad. Maybe they moved away, maybe you moved away. So, all those are big emotions and big things that happen in our life. God wants us to remember to come to Him, to come to God with our big emotions. And we can talk to God, we can talk to Jesus, and they understand what is in our heart when we talk to them through prayer. So remember, you'll have some big emotions in your life, some that scare you, some that make you angry. But God is always there for you. So don't forget that. I look forward to seeing you at the egg hunt on Palm Sunday. We're going to have such a wonderful couple of weeks, and it'll be great to see everybody. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Good morning, friends. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. I know it rained a lot, but it's actually perfect for this week's activity. This week we are going to be planting flowers. So in your little packet, you should have a seed packet. Mine are marigolds, but I left them at home, sorry. So you're going to plant your little flowers. You could either get a pot and put some soil in the pot and plant them in a pot, or maybe around your mailbox, maybe by the house, wherever you want. And then you'll be able to see them grow, and it'll just kind of help you remember, and be prayerfully remembering God and His miracles at work. And then you can see the beauty that the flowers produce. And then if you have caterpillars, maybe the butterflies will like them when they get older. I don't know, but it'll be fun. I hope that you guys have another good week, and I love Easter and I love Lenten time, which is what we're in. So I hope I get to see you guys soon. Bye!
Hello, everybody. It's Miss Justine here, and today we are talking about Jesus praying in the garden. As you know, he was about to be arrested when he went to a special place in the garden, and he prayed to God, asking that maybe God would change the way things were going to happen, but if he didn't, then Jesus accepted that. So Jesus knew to go to a special place when he wanted to get close to God and talk to him. And especially when he was scared and upset, he knew to turn to God. And we can do the same thing when we're scared or upset, or even if we're happy or angry, we can always go to God in prayer. And one thing that might help you, and what I want you to do today, instead of a craft, is to make yourself a special prayer place where you can go and feel closer to God and help you concentrate more on talking to God. Now, it may be somewhere outside. Maybe you want to be out in nature and hear the birds sing and see the trees, or maybe in your room or another place in your house where it's quiet. Think about what you might need. Do you want to hear other people? Do you need it to be peaceful and quiet? Would you like to play some music while you pray? Whatever it is that you need, I want you to think about and create a special place for you to pray. I'll show you where I have here to pray. I have my Bible and I have my cross, and today I'm using a plug-in candle. I do have a regular candle that I can light. Of course, if your adults around you know that you're responsible enough, you could light a candle with a match, or a battery-operated candle might work. I can't light this candle today because I have a crazy cat who would probably knock it over, and that would be really bad. But so I have my candle and my Bible. I have my prayer box here where I can put special concerns into my prayer box and give them to God. And so this is a quiet place that I can come and speak directly to God and feel like it's peaceful and quiet and I won't be disturbed. And so you can find a place like that too. It might be in your backyard. It might be at a park that you can go to, ride your bike or walk to. But wherever it is, it can be your special place to talk to God in prayer. And so until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.
Hey guys, it's Mr. Tony. I hope that you are having a wonderful week and that you've found some cool ways to make some music in the world around you. It's time for our Sunday school music time, so let's get started. So I'm at the church right now, and it is raining and storming pretty hard outside. And that can be pretty scary sometimes. But I'm reminded that we can find some ways that we can find comfort in music. We have all kinds of different ways to do that. And sometimes we can find cool musical instruments that can help sometimes. So if you've been a part of children's choir before, I bet you've seen this instrument before. You might have seen it. It is called a thunder drum. Kind of cool, right? Well, since we've been talking about different types of musical instruments, I thought it would be neat to show you guys my thunder drum today. And it looks like this. The inside of it is hollow, like most drums that we've shown you before. On top of it, there is a drum head. So I can play this just like any drum. It's just a long tube, but it has this metal coil that hangs off the back side of it. And when I turn it upside down like this, and shake that metal coil, especially if it hits some object, it sounds like a storm outside. It sounds like thunder. I think that's pretty cool because sometimes when we have different musical pieces that are playing and things going on, we can mimic that sound of a storm without actually having to be in a storm. It can sound just like that. And on top of that, I've shown you guys this a few weeks ago, but I'll bring it back out. My rain stick, I can move my rain stick along with this, and we can create a storm sound. Check this out. Mr. Tony doesn't have the room he thought he did. I'm going to have to stand up. So you can watch me here. How cool is that? Remember, the rain stick is just a long piece of wood that has these little tabs inside, and different pieces of either seeds or stones or little pieces of wood can fall down through the inside to make that rain stick sound. Again, this is the rain stick. And all we have to do is turn it upside down, and it produces that sound. Pretty cool, right? These are some of my favorite percussion instruments. And we've talked a lot about percussion instruments and how percussion instruments, Mr. Tony can set his things down, how percussion instruments can mimic a lot of different things. And so remember, a percussion instrument is any instrument that you can make sound out of by striking it in some way. Whether that's with our hands, whether that's like with a rhythm stick and we click them together, or like with the rain stick, we just simply turn it, or we shake it, like a thunder drum. Or in this case, remember this instrument is kabasa. It has these beads on it. And by simply turning that, maybe I'm not hitting the drum, but I am moving it. These beads rub against the side here and produce that sound. I can also shake it. We can do all different kinds of things with that. So remember, percussion instruments are used to play pitches, but also mostly rhythms. And when we put those things together, we get a lot of cool things. So today, one of those cool things we've talked about when you put the rhythms together is making music, because that's really what music is. So I'm going to play our Celebrate Wonder theme song for you guys, and we're just going to kind of review a few rhythms and play along. So if you have some rhythm sticks or something you can click together at home, feel free to grab that. If not, we can use body percussion and we can make it work. You can clap your hands, you can slap your knees, we can stomp our feet, we can do all kinds of things. You can even use the table in front of you to help make that percussion sound. So I'm going to play our Celebrate Wonder theme song, and we're going to start out just with these. And so remember, these are quarter notes, one beat at a time. Here we go. Let's start some music. So I'm going to start quarter note with our kielbasa. 1, 2. 1, 2. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did what you said you would.
Those are our quarter notes. Why don't we try our 8th notes?
Why you're so good to me.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Eighth notes.
When joy turns into praise.
Quarter notes.
It welcomes everyone.
Let's try a half note. Remember, that's half time. 1, 2, ready, go.
I wonder, you open up my eyes.
8th
You
note.
change my
1
mind.
and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3
So
and
we
quarters.
celebrate, 'cause we're not afraid.
Good job, guys. So there's so many things that we get to do when we add percussion instruments. So I had not planned on using the rain stick and using the thunder drum today, but when it was raining outside, it made me think a lot about it. And I think they're really, really cool. I hope that whenever we're together in person, we can come together and I can show you these things and we can pass it around and try these out. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to make some music with you soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Hello, what a day. Everything is happening, and there's no reason to be afraid.